How you living?
How you doing?
How you doing, girl?
Good.
Bye bye. That's a bit too
I'm
funny.
really good. I'm really good.
Good to see you.
You too. It's been a while.
Been a while. I think last year we was doing the Mama Knows Best podcast,
Yes.
right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So I see you're married. I didn't know if you were married before, but
No, in
congratulations.
August we're
In
gonna.
August,
Yeah,
yeah?
we're getting married in August. Yeah.
Oh, you're getting married in August, or you were married in
No,
August?
I'm getting married in August.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
man. Jesus
you.
blessing on you and your husband.
Thank you very
Jesus
much. I
blessings.
receive it. I receive it.
Eh, eh. Okay, so Vicky, I'm going to tell you, I've known Vicky for a while. For everyone joining on the Black Car Speakers Lounge every Sunday, I've known Vicky for a while on the social media, and big congratulations. Yes, Creative Thought said big congratulations
Thank
to
you,
Vicky on
darling.
her marriage that is coming. It's the cornerstone of family, and family is the cornerstone of community, and community is what we need to build nation. So there's so many things that's been going on, but Black Cast, we'll get into that later. We wanna, you so pretty
Ah,
from,
thank you.
yeah, the Cool Cultivate, from the Cool Cultivate. She is, isn't she? Ain't she? All that melanin and all that, mate. You know what I mean? All that melanin. So anyway, Vicky. So before we start, how you been? How have you been? What have you been up to?
Do you know what? I've been really well. I've taken a hiatus of social media for a little while since the beginning of the year. I feel like sometimes we can get so lost in the matrix of virtual reality, and I was spending far too much time in social media and doing things on social media and creating content, all this stuff. And I just wanted to just have a break, like just to really focus on real life things that are going on, like, things that are happening on ground in my family, in my community, with myself. And so I've literally just kind of switched off. I've just been off social media, and I found I've had so much time to like study
Mm.
more, read, exercise. I've started up qigong, so I've been doing a lot of new things
What
that
you
I've.
doing? Martial arts.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So I've been started practicing that. I've been doing more stuff that I enjoy, filming and my camera photography. So just getting into the world, like being out there, and it's been amazing. It's like almost like not say I don't want to come back to social media, but it's like I
Mm.
limit my time I spend, and I'm not really putting content out there. However, I
Yeah.
am running some programs come the end of this month around crypto, because I started an
Come
investment
on.
group. So we've got an
Yes.
investment group where we're all buying like different cryptos, investing into blockchain companies. We're
Oh,
investing.
right.
Yeah.
No, please stop. Pause right there. You're speaking a language that I don't fully understand, and I'm sure a few others don't fully understand. But yes, there are people that get it. I'm going to tell you straight. I don't fully understand cryptocurrency. So please tell us from the TOP.
Okay, so
What is.
cryptocurrency is a technology. So blockchain, all cryptocurrencies run off what we call a blockchain, which is a new technology on the internet. So it's like a layer. The internet's the internet, but blockchain is like a layer of technology which works through encryption. So what it allows you to do is basically have units of value that can be what we call decentralized. So at the minute, all our institutions, our banking systems, and every system is what we call centralized, as in there's like a centralized bank, whether it's the Central Bank of England, or if it's the, or even just yeah, like a Federal Reserve, exactly, or even just down to your local bank is like a centralized system in the sense that you have to use the bank to verify transactions. You have to use a third party to hold and store your value, and you also have to trust that that institution is doing what they say, like that there's some sort of level of security. Now what the blockchain does, it does all them things without you needing a third party. So it's basically a system which uses it's like an encryption. So it's basically, if you put some data into a blockchain, it's
Yeah.
verified by a network of computers, all sorts. Like, for example, blockchain has what you call miners.
Mining, yeah.
So they basically, miners, anyone can mine. You can get a mine. I've been mining but Bitcoin since 2017. Yeah,
Wow.
and I still mine Bitcoin now. So what mining does is like, because it's transactions, like just like a bank. So you go to the bank and say I want some money. So on Bitcoin, it's like when you want to make a request to send money, the miners, us people that are mining, have to verify through like, and it's all computerized. I can't get into it. It's just a computerized thing. But basically, you get rewarded in Bitcoin if you mine it. So a whole network.
How does mining work? How does it? Because I understand mining to go out there physically and mine. So how does mining work online?
Okay, so how mining works online, because all the computers have to verify every transaction, right? So whenever you are part of the process of verifying the transactions, new Bitcoin's created and the miners get paid. It's like a payment that you get for mining. So as I said, because there's no third party managing the blockchain, it's done by like open source, like anyone can mine. If you've got the computers and the hashing power, you can literally set up a mining rig in your house. And this is what.
How do you do that?
Say that again.
How do you set up a mining? How do you do that in your house?
Like you would need, well, there's certain like mining, they're machines. They're basically mining machines. They're like a computer, but they literally work on the blockchain. So they're just like, it's like you can buy like a mining machine specifically for mining Bitcoin. And basically that's the computer that runs the algorithm to verify the transactions. So it's just a computer. It's literally just a computer. So like, for example, you can invest into like companies where you can actually invest into like mining equipment, and they'll share the rewards with you. But to make it complicated, because it is a little, if you're not really techie, it might not make sense, but in the simplest form, it's literally an open network. So it's not central. So nobody can shut down Bitcoin. Nobody can, because everybody.
Who started Bitcoin? Who started Bitcoin?
Right. So it was an actual unknown person called Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody actually knows who this figure is, but basically he wrote this white paper, and it was really about kind of challenging the way the system is when it comes to monetary value and we being able to transfer value, because really we always have to rely on a bank or a third party. Now, what if they decide to shut down your account, or what if they decide, oh, something happens to the bank? Yeah, exactly. So this is like an alternative where people can send transactions from all over the world. It costs less. It's quick. Well, it's quicker. It's cheaper. It's faster, and nobody's involved apart from you and the person you're sending it to, and obviously the miners that do, verify that this information is correct, and lodge the information onto the blockchain. So all these companies that are springing up, like Ethereum and Cardano, there's like over probably 3,000 cryptocurrencies, are all new tech companies that are building on what we call the fourth wave of technology in sort of when it comes to transactions.
Right. Okay. So a lot of this, I'm going to keep it 100. A lot of it still sounds a bit, it's very, not that you're saying gobbledygook, but it sounds like, a lot of it sounds like gobbledygook to me. Like, I know, I appreciate that you know about it. So how does the person that knows nothing, how would, for example, my mother, who's in her 60s, get involved in cryptocurrency? How do you start? Okay. Like, I know there's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, there's all these other named currencies going on. Like, are they created by different individuals? How do we start?
So I think a better question is why do you want to start, and why does Bitcoin increase? Because I think once you understand the fundamentals of what you're buying, then you'll understand it better. Now, I've just told you the technical jargon, which, to be honest, you don't need to understand it. What you need to understand is that the technology, it's like the internet when it first came out. Like, it was just, wow, it's this new technology. It does something that, we wasn't able to do before, like communicate, across the world on a computer. So that's like just the basic that you need. Forget about hash rate, blockchain, mining, that's a bit more complicated or technical. You don't really need to know that. What you need to know is Bitcoin has a limited supply. So there's only ever going to be 21 million coins in circulation ever. And because of the demand is increasing and the supply is like dropping as time goes on, the value goes up. So when I started buying Bitcoin, it was £400 a Bitcoin. That's when I started buying it. Now the coins are worth 50 bag a coin. And I believe by the end of this year, they'll touch 100. And I believe in 4 or 5 years, as Bitcoin could go on or may go on, and I believe it will because it's just a legacy coin. I believe
Are we
that
just
it
talking
will.
about Bitcoin and other forms of cryptocurrency, or is it just Bitcoin,
No,
not Ethereum?
there's other coins as low as this. As I said, there's 3,000, but everything rides kind of on Bitcoin in the sense like all the coins are called altcoins. Bitcoin's like, so if Bitcoin goes down, usually all the other coins go down. Like all the other tokens kind of ride on Bitcoin or even valued against Bitcoin because it's the
Right.
dominant coin. So Bitcoin is like the number one currency. It's got the most market cap, as in it's got the most money in it, and it's the first. It's like a first mover, like Google. It's like the brand. Bitcoin's a brand now, but there is
I
other
understand.
cryptocurrencies, but they all kind of are alternatives of what Bitcoin is. If that makes sense.
23K
Yeah, he said
per
50K. So
Bitcoin.
it did drop. It did drop. Well, I'll say 50 grand. It was $50,000, but it has dropped. And I want to talk about that because Bitcoin at the minute is getting a lot of heat because of the mining that I was talking about. Because it uses a lot of electricity, they're trying to now say that it's really damaging to the planet. And there's like a green energy kind of talk going on. And so yeah, basically, this is what the guy said 6,000. So yeah, 6,000 coins. See, when I was actually trading it was 3,000 coins on the coin market cap. So coins coming out like every day, every month, and there is a lot of scams. So a lot of coins aren't legit. Like there's been
Okay.
a lot of that going on. So, but yeah. So anyway, that's my piece on Bitcoin.
Good, good, good. What do because I've heard a little dinky bird told me that, you've obviously, because you started to mine Bitcoin from 2017. Is that 17,
Yeah,
2017?
17. That's what I mean.
So you've seen some success,
Of course.
needless to say.
Yeah, well,
Glad-
obviously, exactly. I mean, as I said, when I was first introduced to it, and because how I got into Bitcoin was I used to work in wealth management in London, and a lot of the high net worths were wanting to buy this Bitcoin, and these guys were like, they want $10 million worth of Bitcoin, £10 million worth of Bitcoin, £5 million. So there was a big demand for it, and I didn't know what it was. So then I read the white paper, and I was like, so a lot of people don't understand, like, there's people holding and investing like big money into Bitcoin. Like we think we're playing in the game with our, holding £5,000. Like we were doing structuring deals where people were like wanting to buy like $10 million worth of Bitcoin, $20 million worth of Bitcoin. And our only struggle is we actually couldn't get the amount. We couldn't even source it. Like it was so difficult to get that volume. But it's a big game and a lot of players have money in it.
All right, so let me get into. So okay? Obviously, Bitcoin is very good for investment. You get your debit card, your credit card. You go onto platforms like. Tell us the platforms that one would start on, and if obviously most people haven't got £23,000 to
Yes.
put up front, what would you suggest as a start?
As a start, so what I tell all my people I work with, right? What I do, and this is what I advise. So there's a platform that I've been working with for years. Like I started with them because I have a debit card. It's called CryptoPay. They're based in London. They're really good. And what you can do is like what I do. Even like when I make money now, even though I've got Bitcoin, I convert it into crypto. I do.
Well,
Like
all of it.
not all of it, but a good proportion of it. I don't even keep much money in power. Yeah, because it's like I've got my debit card, so I'll just use it as for my day-to-day spending. But like some weeks my account, and you can buy Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and XRP with that.
Right.
So I just keep, yeah, because it's better than in my bank. It's not going to make me any money, but here, I can watch my balance go.
You can buy a fractional amount, as lecture was saying.
Say that
That's
again.
true. You can buy a fractional amount.
Exactly. So you can just put £500 onto your balance and buy some Bitcoin, buy some whatever, and just leave it. And if you want to spend, you can use your debit card or credit card, debit card that you get with it.
If you want to spend Bitcoin,
Well, yeah. Even though I wouldn't advise people to spend it because I'd be holding it, but as I said, the reason why I do that is because I know if Bitcoin's going to go up or it might go down, but usually in a month it could go up a certain amount of percent, and I'm spending profit. Sometimes my money is I've had last month because I was putting money into XRP and it was like below like
XRP.
XRP is Ripple. It's a coin called Ripple.
Oh, okay.
And I would recommend people buy that at the moment because Ripple really contests with like the bank. Now, it's not a coin that's going to maybe reach 10 grand or anything, but at the moment it's trading at, I don't know what it is today, but last time it was like $1.23.
Okay, what's that? Could you type that in the comment section?
Yeah, it's called XRP. Like you find the name XRP because that's its trading name, but it's called Ripple coin. But you can get that, and I believe like it could, if they get some good news, it could hit $3, $3.50 to $5. So that's what
Where did we get? How do we purchase it? Where do we go?
So
What platform do we use?
I can give you a link.
Can't hear you, sister. Sorry, I don't know if this is the mic.
I'll put a link in the comment because you'll get 25% off your card that if you sign, like if you like join. So it's just like an app. It's like a banking app. You know, you go in, you can buy your crypto, you can watch what's going on, and if you want to, you know, transfer it or spend it, you can just use your debit card to do that.
Okay, so to get these apps, it's an application, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Google Play Store?
Google Play Store and Google Play Store and what's the other one? Apple. Yeah, you can get it on Android and Apple.
Right, and you have to verify your account, use documents, passport, driver's license, proof of your address, bank statement. And then, so let's say I put £100 into XRP.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do from there? So I buy XRP with 100 quid, yeah, for example.
Yeah.
50 quid. What do I do from there?
Just leave it.
Okay, just leave it. So you don't have to trade or buy this, sell it, or anything.
Just leave it. Just leave it. Unless you want to be a trader, but I would just leave it personally and just see how it moves. It might go up, it may go up, it may go down. You know, you might lose.
Okay, so what I do know is that when you do put your money into these banks like NatWest, Barclays, HSBC, all of these banks, they take people's money. I mean, this money is a big, big subject matter that I would like to tackle because I've always remember my mentor said, Andrew, the investigator, said years ago that banks are the only shops that you go into where you spend money and walk out with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You go in there with cash money, for example, to put in your savings account, your current account, your ISA, and you walk out with nothing.
Yeah.
So what the banks do, and I know you fully know this, you're aware of this, is that they take people's money and they trade it, or they do go on the stock exchange with our money. So our money is shown on the screen or online digitally, but physical cash, not necessarily. As you can see, it's becoming more and more of a cashless society. Is that the reason why
society and credit and cash are different things? Yeah. The banks don't actually invest our money. Fractional reserve banking is if I put $10 into the bank can now loan out $100
or £10. Sorry.
So banks actually, by you virtue of even taking out a loan, you actually create the money. The money, right. That's how banks work. It's called fractional reserve banking. So they only need, for every $100, they only need like $1 in there or something like that, or 10% in there. So you can, when you actually like create money, the banks, or like even deposit money into a bank account, the banks then can make, I can't remember what the I think it was either 100 to 1 or 10 to 1. They can now create new money. So we're banks are creating money like all the time, like it's new money in circulation. That's how fractional reserve banking works. And This is why Bitcoin was like, well, that's why the value of money keeps going down. You can buy less with money over a longer period of time because it inflates. It's inflation. So that's why Bitcoin was on the opposite, where they would only have 21 million coins in circulation and the coin's value would go up because it's limited supply, whereas with paper money, it's oversupply. Like right now, they're churning out like $100 billion a week in new spending. I keep talking in dollars because I use a lot of dollars and I trade in dollars a lot and anything in finance.
You sound like you're speaking in American as well.
Yeah, no, I speak. Yeah, I used to live in Canada. I'm Canadian. I'm dual citizen. I'm half Canadian and half British.
Okay, are you okay?
Yeah. So if you hear that, but yeah. So what I was saying with the money thing is, this is why alternative currencies make sense. Like, I kept a lot of my and still keep a lot of my money out of like pounds. In the crypto, because again, if it's cryptocurrency, I'm not sure. I need to double check this, but when because things change all the time. But until I take my Bitcoin into cash, then I will only pay capital gains tax on it. So while it's in Bitcoin, it can't be taxed.
I was going to ask you that. That was the next question.
Can't be taxed. So
Can't be taxed.
until you,
Is it true that the government?
sell
Is it true that is it true that the government, they're trying to get control of cryptocurrency right now?
they can't. It's impossible. They'd have to own every single computer that had a mining machine to there's like that's why China are trying to stop trying to be, you know how many times since I've been dabbling in Bitcoin and buying cryptos and trading, do you know how many times China has put a ban out on crypto, and they can't stop it. Nigeria's tried to ban crypto. People are buying it even more.
Nigeria's trying to ban crypto.
They tried it. They said banks couldn't work with people. You know, I have a remittance business in Nigeria, and we use crypto. We use UST, US dollar tether. So we basically do remittance, and the whole business has been built on using you know, cryptocurrency. So, but to be honest, the banks are making too much money that they're not going to, no one can monitor it and they won't comply. And let me tell you something, like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, people are using it a lot. Like a lot of people are using it.
Okay, cool. So with cryptocurrency, you would advise to go on RXP, was it? Oh God.
Yeah, so I would have, well, I can't advise anyone. This is just for educational purposes only. It's for educational purposes only. I do not take any responsibility or liability. If anything I say in the video, you do and you lose money. So
we're hearing it. We're now. We want to make money. So carry on.
Put that out there. This is for educational purposes only. I will drop a link in or if in the comments. CryptoPay, as I said, I like that one. There's also WireX you can get, but I would just start with like a basic account. They only can buy 4 cryptos on there. If you want to do something more deep and you want to start looking into the other ones, then you'll have to join my program and I can teach you and train you on like how to trade and buy crypto. But CryptoPay, I think for anyone who's just wanting, like, I want to buy £1 or £10 worth of Bitcoin, or I want to just hold a little bit, then I would recommend suggest WireX or CryptoPay. CryptoPay being my favorite. And then I would just say, like, just buy, like, even if you do a direct debit and put £50 a month or £100 or whatever, and just leave it and come back to it. See how much you've made.
Okay. Yeah, thanks on that, Vicky. That's good. What's that? Binance.
Binance is where you can buy all the other currencies. Coinbase as well. But the reason why I say if you're in the UK, I would personally use CryptoPay only because it's a UK-based company, and so
CryptoPay being a platform,
with being a platform. So if anything was to happen, i.e., like, you know, we're covered by certain laws, like
Financial Services Authority, the financial omnibus, So
that's why I suggest one, like Coinbase is an American company, so it doesn't have those protections that we would have as UK citizens for a UK company because FCS regulated. So if they did go bust, you'd get your money back. You'd get compensation, basically.
How about Crypto.com?
No, I don't know that one.
Oh, okay. I've got Coinbase. I've got Crypto.com.
The thing with Coinbase, it doesn't. And the only thing with Coinbase, it doesn't have a card. You can't link a card to it. You can't spend, like, if you wanted to just make some purchases or whatever, if you wanted to, you can't do that as well. So it doesn't have cards.
So purchases in terms of just regular purchases. I get you now. So you can get a card for example.
Yeah, like a debit card.
From Crypto.com, and you can use that to just spend money, normal.
You can spend like, you can load it up to like 50 grand. You can spend you can spend more. The limits you can draw out, like I think up to £1,000. I mean, that's just like, as I said, a basic way of there's so many platforms, there's so many places.
Okay, so anyone with any questions, because we're not going to do it too long. I think this is a thing where people need to just go and do.
We need to understand the wallet. So basically, the application is a wallet. So your wallet is basically how you send transactions. It's literally like a code. It's like a long number, long letters and numbers, and that's basically like your account, your bank account. So anytime you have a wallet, which is like CryptoPay is a wallet, to make transactions with Bitcoin, you need a wallet. So most of these platforms, like Coinbase is a wallet. They're all wallets. They're all places you send and receive. So in these platforms, you'll get a long number. So if somebody says, okay, I'm going to send you some money or some Bitcoin, you would send them that long number, and they would input that when they're going to send you the transactions, and then you'd see that it would, once it's been logged and verified through the blockchain, it will go into your account.
Right, cool. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but for years I've been reading and hearing about messages about regarding the system will collapse, the monetary system as we know it will crash, the dollar will fall, paper money will be obsolete as we see it. It's obsolete. You know, from when I was studying in college, I used to study engineering, and my friends, when Channel 5 first came out, everyone needed to have a box installed. Who remembers that? When Channel 5, because we only used to have 4 channels. When Channel 5 first came out, they said you need to have a box in your house. And I used to have some tech or some friends that understood things about optics, and they discovered that for everything you send, you receive. Basically, what I learned was from those stories and from our studies, we knew that things like the Oyster card was coming. They called it the smart card back then. It wasn't called the Oyster card. We knew from then, we're having conversations with my boys that, yeah, in the future, it's going to be a cashless society. And
we are
there's
a
books.
cashless society, though. Like,
We
technically,
are,
we
but
are.
cash is still in circulation, though, no?
Yeah, well, yeah, but how long? To tell me the last time you used cash, Courtney, like you can
Today.
think of. Okay, well, unless you're like,
Not today, no.
but other than things that
Friday.
you like might need cash for, as in whatever. But your day-to-day spending, like I don't even carry cards. I just use on my phone.
You use your phone?
Yeah, I don't even carry cards. I just use, unless I'm using my
I
own one.
can't do
I
it,
just,
man.
I use my phone.
I just can't. I don't. I gotta use the card, man. I gotta use the card, man. I don't
Technology,
know.
the thing is, right, this is what's going on. We're going into what we call the fourth wave of technology, which is the Internet of Things, which is blockchain technology, what we're talking about, which is robotics, which is AI, right? And they're developing, like Japan's already put this out there. It's called Japan 5.0. Go and Google it, go and look at it, because they know that we have the machinery, as in the technology, to do a lot of things that humans humans will do. So like they're even like got these nursing homes where robots are like doing the care, and you've got driverless cars, you've got AI is a big thing, you know. Smart cars.
And that's what the whole global emissions thing is about.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's all about control.
That's what I'm saying. So like all these things, as much as we can be, to me, this is a natural evolution of because we have the technology now, whether it's going to be a good thing or bad thing, I don't like. Everyone's obviously a bit of I think most people are like, oh, it's this whole taking over the world and this, that, and the other. But personally, I'm sat on the fact that I believe we can have the technology to save a lot of, like, to really change the world, like, because if people don't have jobs and technology is doing things, it's now going to allow human beings to be more creative, work on other things other than trying to work for money. And I believe one of our biggest issues in society is the financial slavery that people have to go through. You know, so I think if money was kind of not a problem anymore, then it would be like people would be solving social ills and solving problems. And I'll be honest, there's been a lot of, like, in the realm of the banking system, there's been a lot of bad people in that system, but there's a new changeover, and these people, the new people that are coming in aren't as psychotic as the system that we've had for the last, well, since the 1960s, which is when they brought in this system, this financial system after the Second World War. So what I'm saying to you is that people shouldn't really fear the technology per se, and especially technology that's decentralized, like blockchain is actually a good move.
I think what people are afraid of is the hacking side of it.
The what?
Hacking?
Yeah, but that's the thing about blockchain. You can't hack a blockchain. That's the whole point of it. Blockchain.
Okay.
You'd have to go to every single computer. Let's just say there's like 1 million people mining. You'd have to go to each computer and alter in every single computer the transaction. So it's impossible. It's actually impossible to hack a blockchain, which is why it's becoming very, very important. and
So it's more secure than the banks then, is that what you're saying?
it's 100 times more secure than the bank. That's what makes blockchain and that technology interesting. That's what makes it so groundbreaking in the realm of technology and when it comes to transferring information and values. Look at NFTs, right? NFTs. Someone said I'm not sold on all the changes happening, but life is changing.
NFT, what does it stand for?
That's the thing. Nothing. People imagine if people said that about like when we brought cars in. People like, oh, I want to stay riding horses. I want to stay riding horses, and then cars came. People would have feared what was happening. Like life is about evolution. Things
I agree.
evolve. We evolve. Technology evolves, and it's just what it is. So you either go with
Okay,
it.
what does NFT stand for?
Non-fungible token. So the first NFT was sold, I believe, for like $60 million. It's basically like they're putting fine art into the blockchain. So we're investing into a lot of NFT companies at the minute because this is like the new wave. Like certain artists in America, like are putting out their own NFTs, so they could be like exclusive records or exclusive tracks, and basically able to trade them, just like Bitcoin. Trade it just like Bitcoin. It's the same thing, but it's actually ownership. It's like people are selling houses on NFTs on the blockchain at the moment. Yeah, so I don't mind the changes. It's how the changes are going to affect us. Yeah, I think when it comes to change, that's why you need to, everybody needs to one think about where the world is going and get kind of clued up on what is going on and where it could go, and then where you see yourself fitting in that.
Right. Just let me chime in quick there. So shares, you into, like, for example, buying shares with Amazon, Tesla, Coca-Cola, you're into that as well?
Yeah, I do that.
So with COVID-19 lockdown and all that, you can see a spike or rise in the
I made more money in COVID eras trade, like in investments, than ever. Like the market was just so buoyant, like so much money coming into it because more traders, a lot of new companies sprung up, like biotech companies that are doing COVID vaccines and things like that.
right.
So it was a good time. It's been a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time. A lot of people made a lot of money during the lockdown. So with you have a knowledge of what to invest in, obviously gold, things
Gold,
like that.
commodities. But yeah,
So
I tend to
what
focus
would you
on
recommend to invest in? Like things like, would you recommend things like Amazon? Amazon are running their adverts saying minimum of 250 to invest.
Well, the kind of investments that I do, I'm more of a value investor. So I tend to like research like penny stocks. So then Amazon's like a large cap,
Yeah.
but I will go for like emerging companies. Like for example, there's a couple of blockchain companies that are on the stock market that I think, because they pretty much go in line with Bitcoin. So I tend to like search for certain types of companies. A lot in the NFT space because I know that's going to blow up. In blockchain, in virtual reality, like all the emerging technologies,
Right.
and biotech. Those are the
Yes.
areas that I tend to invest in, or what I hold in at the minute.
Yeah. Okay. So on your website or your handles, you have all of these kind of information there. So.
You know what? To be honest, Courtney, as I said, I mean, this is something I just do for me, like what I've been doing. I've worked in finance most all my career.
Do you teach children? You teach in schools? You teach children?
No, so what I do is I have a small group. I'm doing some training. So people do ask me to come in. So I'm doing a training program actually with the Nation on the
Nation of Islam.
Yeah, I'm doing a training program. They've asked me to
Under which minister?
Is it Mr. Yeah,
Minister Abdul
Akeem?
Malik. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's formerly known as Minister Hillary of South London Mosque.
Okay. Yeah, because I went and did a presentation about 4 years ago about Bitcoin and crypto, and so they like
the Brixton Mosque.
Yeah. They always bring me back to do like their wealth talks. I have decided that I will because people keep asking me. I did write a book actually. I've got a book out on Bitcoin called The BitMogul Guide.
Right.
So to be honest, truthfully, if anyone wants to like work or hit me up or do my program, because I've got a new course coming out. Happy to help. Or just if you just want any general advice. I mean, I'm not an Olga. I share. You know, people can join the program that I'm doing. Will start on the 30th of this month, and it's like over 3 sessions.
The 30th, the 30
Yeah, three.
of this month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. When you put on that comment section where we can visit, so that we can, you know,
Yeah.
get involved. You
Yeah,
know.
sure. I will. Yeah, hit me up. Anybody that wants to, you know, connect.
Yeah. Man.
And yeah, Courtney. I mean, as I said, I think everyone just needs to get with the program in the sense of money isn't what, like, I would rather hold, like, it's just like, think about it. Would you rather have, what analogy can I give? Would you rather own a Ferrari or own a bloody old school Volvo? Like, I'm sure most people want Ferrari. And in terms of like value and money, like these cryptos are like,
Don't play Volvo, you know. Them cars are hard. You stay there. That Volvo's going to be on the Antique Roadshow soon. And here we have
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
a new Volvo that was driven by Minder in the 70s and the 80s.
yeah.
And was
So.
used as a
Oh,
police car.
Hey, are you from Esther Secrets? Hi, Sarita. Yes, that's another one of my businesses. I'm a co-founder of the Queen Esther Secrets, which is, we talked about that on the last. That was when we did with Mama Knows Best with my business partner Swala. Somebody said, she's just asking if I'm from Queen Esther Secret. Yes, that's me. That's me.
That's her. That's her.
That's me.
That's her. 100%. So yeah, I want you to definitely put your handles in, and it's very important for us to have financial acumen, knowledge. I believe that the school systems are deliberately set up that most of our children, especially in the 80s and 90s, would not want to understand anything to do with finance. Hence, we have a working class mentality that is prevalent in the community. And once we start to have the entrepreneurial, financial, dare I say, I look toward the Jewish community, the way they think in terms of finance. So as a people, as Black people, we need to get on that kind of mentality. Then I believe sincerely, a lot of our economic woes that we face in our community, that bedevil our community, we can then have a lot of solutions to the problems like employment, poverty, all of these things that are triggers and causes to crime, you know. And so, you know, you said something about biotech, the vaccine companies. A lot of people made money from investing in these companies, right? Would you say, for example, if you got some members, not all members of the Black community, who don't want to get vaccinated or have certain, what they would say, morals, and say, nah, I ain't investing in that, because business is really callous.
You're not an investor because investors care. I know this sounds maybe a bit callous, but you're investing to make money. And
now that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. Where do we draw the line?
The thing is like, end of the day, everyone's
Like money, gold and diamonds, materials that come from the motherland, and what means it's mined from, physically mined from the motherland. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I get it, but it's like, why you get into investment and finance is to make money. So that's, to me, that's the only objective. Like, yeah, because there's certain things that I wouldn't invest into arms and stuff, but you don't buy things like that on the stock market. These are companies that are providing some sort of economic value. And yes, some of them might be I mean, obviously there's companies that are doing like for example, Nestle, just for my own, I don't even buy their products because of what they did when they killed all them children with the baby milk. I just don't buy their products just for that, you know. So something like that, of that nature. Yeah.
So can you be woke and rich, or is it woke and broke?
Well, it is, because I think people emotionalize things too much, and you've got to kind of like think about, what is your goal? Okay, my goal is to make money. In the stock, if you're an investor or trader, now if you want to be like a social person, and you know, it's all about your and everyone should have their ethics, but then I just don't think maybe, like, I won't say business isn't ethical or in trading isn't ethical, but it's like there's a lot of things that we do or buy that are not ethical, and we don't say anything about it. So for me, I won't take I'm not planning to take the vaccine, but I will still invest in the vaccine company because I can make money from it. Oh,
Straight. Straight.
that's, because the governments are the ones buying it. So yeah, I'll invest in the company and I'll make money from it, and then my that's my goal. So
Yeah, just like segue from what, since you're here, because we don't usually have a lot of queens that come up on the live, and you're one of the first. It's not listen, hey, I'm always looking for females to come up on the live, you know what I mean? So just a segue, talking about morals, ethics, and in terms of what's happening in the community, vaccines, and those who are pro and those who are not for it. I'm personally not going to take the vaccine. I don't need to take it. And Matt Hancock has said on numerous occasions, even this week, he said it's not going to protect us from there's no, 2 jabs won't protect necessarily from the new variant, the Indian variant. I mean, there's been so much inconsistencies over the past year that I'm healthy as it is. And I know people who have personally become sick from taking the jab, do my own research. So I choose to opt out. That's my personal choice. It's my body, my right, my choice. And I shouldn't have to be coerced into taking any form of medication. And that's in accordance to the Human Convention, human rights. So what was my point again? So yeah, just talking about the community and where we're going. There's things like, I'm trying to find a segue, because it's very close to my heart. I've been seeing, I want to get a female point of view, and I think I know what you're going to say already, but I want to hear from you. How do we in the community, and your sister's getting married, you're a family, you're an example, in my opinion, of what we need to do as brothers and sisters in the community. We need to do that. That's how you keep wealth. You maintain wealth through marriage.
Well,
a lot of people don't get it.
This is yeah.
Go ahead.
No, because
ahead,
it's like you do, like, 2 heads are better than one, and like we have a very traditional relationship, as in the sense that my fiance or soon to be husband, he works, he makes the money, but I'm the person that's in the home investing it, and making sure that we're budgeting and making sure that we're we've got, so that's how, and it works very, 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 very well. I have certain skills, and this is what I'm kind of going into, teaching women, home, because it's part of homemaking, financial financial acumen, being able to say, okay, I brought £1,000 or £2,000 this month, but babe, we've built a nest of 10 grand, and we've done this, or we've bought some the crypto, we've invested.
Right?
So yeah, so I think, like, when I was single, I used to, like, I could make money and stuff like that, and it was okay, but I wasn't very happy. Whereas now it's like I'm so happy because I literally just get to just do what I want every day and do what I'm good at, and what and we've got like, we're building something together, and it's just a beautiful, for me, it's a beautiful thing, and it's something
What's your advice? What's your message? Tell us where you meet your husband. Your husband.
So this is what I would tell ladies. Yeah, this is what I actually met my husband on a train, right? And what I will say is this, is like, because I was very intentional, Courtney. I was like, I went to Nigeria, I spent a year in Nigeria, and I really saw how the family unit, the family structure was so strong. And I was like, I actually want a husband. I actually want to
put it out there.
Yeah, I actually want this. And so when I got back, it was like, I was like, I want to be a housewife. Like, I want to be a homemaker. I want to, like, this is what I want. And I want to find the right type of man who can give me the lifestyle and the security that I need. And we build something together. And
how young are you? If you don't mind me asking.
Say that again?
How young are you? I don't mean to get all Kevin Samuels on you, sorry. No. But how young are you?
How what am I?
Now, how young? Your age?
Oh, how young am I? Oh, what's my age? I'm 34.
Oh.
34. Yes, I'm 34. Young. So
I haven't got no sound effects to play like Kevin Samuels.
I thought you were going to start roasting me. What do you rate yourself out of 10? Girl. Yeah. No, but he's gonna.
Woo! You're out of the danger zone!
You're in the danger zone! The danger zone. That's why I don't listen to Kevin Samuels, because everything he said is not true. But I get what he says. But what he says is.
Oh, go ahead. Come on.
I get some of his points. But what I think is that, as a woman, with the right character and the right mindset and the right way of being, you can capture any man's heart, because a lot of men are dealing with bullshit women. There's a lot of messed up girls, messed up women. So when you're somebody with depth, character, knowledge, skills, compassion, a good person, you can capture the heart of the right man as well, because you've got to be the right person.
You attract who you are, basically.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Spoken about this before.
Exactly.
And in fact, you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. As we know, as sister knows already. Exactly. I love it. I love it. It's a success story, what I'm hearing from you, sister. So in terms of, okay, so with Kevin Samuels, I just use Kevin Samuels as an example. When he says things like, oh God. I mean, okay, forget Kevin Samuels. In terms of what you put out there, when you met your husband because of what you put out there, because you leveled up in your own personal life.
Yeah.
And when you said in terms there's a lot of rubbish out here, which I agree. You know, there's a lot of crap out here. Your advice to getting the right partner for you is to level up to just know what you want.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, like you said, you attract who you are. And, you know, when you set yourself a higher standard, as in, this is what I want, and you're very clear about what you want, and you're not going to allow anyone to tell you that, oh, well, because you're 35 and you're over the hill, and because you got kids, and because you have this, and because you have that, you can't have it. Like, I rebuke and reject anything, because I believe I am a God in my own right, and I can manifest and attract what I want. And I've done it. That's all I've done in my whole, that's what I do. Like, you know, it's spiritual.
That's what I do. That's what I do,
man. That's what I do.
That's what I do, man. I attract what I want. What I want.
I get what I want. No, I do. I'm one of the, like, the thing is, if you want something, if you're intentional about it, I genuinely believe what you think of, because even scientifically, your brain spots things that you actually. So that's why you got to set intentions. You've got to. It works.
Come on.
It works.
Come on. Absolutely.
I just wanted to just clarify something, because I think a couple of people just about the point that I made when it comes to investing into companies, unethical companies and ethical companies. This is just my thing. Like, I invest to make money. And yes, I said if I knew a company was doing something like outright, like it's killing people or whatever, then yes, I would put my money there. But generally speaking,
yes,
if you're an investor and you're investing to make money, you're investing to make money. And that's an investor's mindset, you know. And I just want to, some people might not sit right. And I'm not saying sell out your morals. Everyone has their own moral threshold. COVID vaccine, people are going to take the vaccine, whether you do or don't. And yes, I will benefit from that. And I feel no way about that. I don't. So everyone has to take their moral stance of what's good for them. But for me, I'm in the game to make money. And anyone that's in trading or investing, you do need to have that mindset, or it's probably not for you, because you'll be too emotionally tied to what's going on, when you need to just be more rational about, is this going to succeed and make me a profit?
Okay. I've got something for you, and it's slightly playing devil's advocate. So with the reports that have been coming out in the US and in America about people dying from the jab.
My husband's a doctor, right? So, my future husband's a doctor, and we talk about this all the time, because he's working in the medical field, looking at all the stats, and he's got 6 degrees in the medical field, like very, 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 very intelligent man. Works in the field now. I
need to get him on the show. Get him on the show, sister.
I will. I could do. He'd be more than happy to. So for him, he's like, when he looks, he's very data driven, and he's working in the hospital. So he's saying, look, if a vaccine is only like, so when you look at the real facts, it's probably like less than, like, I think less than 1%. It's like 0.2% where people are having reactions. I'm not saying people aren't, and he's saying a lot of the people that are having or have had reactions, it's due to like other things, like other like it's comorbidity, so it's due to something else, not just the vaccine. So it's like, you know, the flu vaccine has the same kind of numbers, and at the end of the day, it's like everyone's got their own opinion, especially Black people, because we know what we've been through with the syphilis. But this is just my view. They gave the vaccine first to all the healthcare workers, right? Now, if the vaccine was meant to kill people or damage people, the first line of defense is not going to be the people that they need. Like, healthcare workers are the most important things in any economy or system. They're not going to do that. And based on the findings, that the COVID vaccine does lower the symptoms that you have, because the reason why they need it, they don't want the hospitals full with dead people, because people are dying. This thing is taking people out. And people don't have, because I'm working with someone that's literally on the front line and working in the hospitals and seeing people come in with long COVID and all the after effects of getting COVID. I personally think, like, if it can save lives, then it needs, people should take it. I've taken yellow fever vaccine. Most of us have had vaccines, you know, when we were children, and it had like our rubella and MMR. So I get it. Like, I really understand people's conspiracy and their fear, but also, what if, like, it could help people not get.
I think that's what the problem is, my sister, you know. And I'm just not here either for or against. I'm just a mediator. And I think what it is, number one, first and foremost, is that, and personally, I'll say personally, for me, the reason why I wouldn't take it is one of the key reasons, and there's no hesitancy. You know, when they say vaccine hesitancy, I wouldn't take it because, one, it's not a vaccine. According to the Food and Drug Administration body, it's what is called, and under the emergency legislations, the COVID-19, Moderna, Pfizer, and Biotech, all of these what is called vaccines have been released under the emergency auspices of emergency, and so they can't, by definition, say it's a vaccine. That's just from my reading. That's not from myself. And another reason is because it hasn't been out long enough as a mRNA jab, a messenger jab. It's not been, so we don't know the long-term effects of it. So whereby people may be affected short-term, in long-term, 3, 5, 10 years, people might not see the effects until then. And I think that's what people's concerns may be.
And I totally get it. And that's why I won't take it. I never took the flu jab, and I won't take that. And I totally get it. Like, you know, I support people on both sides. Like, and I think everyone has to make the choice for themselves based on their
absolutely
way of, you know, belief system and thinking. And there's no right or wrong, and we will see, like, time will tell, you know. I just personally don't want to put something foreign in my body when I just don't feel I need it. I never had flu jab.
You don't need it. You're healthy. You look great. You look. Listen, if you're healthy, then my Eastern European friend of mine said this. That Courtney, what makes us believe that the doctors, they're intelligent, outweighs the intelligence of our immune system that is ageless? Because our immunity coding travels from our parents, which no one can trace the beginning of their line. That line is traveled in via DNA. And that immunity that we have is older than this physical body that we have today. So if it's been working for us, then why not assist and aid it in combat? Because it's fighting off diseases and viruses all the time.
Exactly.
So I'm going to just put my faith as a 45-year-old young, handsome man like myself. I'm going to put in my faith in the earth, in exercise, in prayer, and in positive thinking. And by the way, I'm not waiting for nobody to tell me when I should be hugging. I'll be loving and hugging off on my loved ones all year. What the hell is wrong with people waiting on Mr. Boris Johnson telling them to go and hug their family? That is, to me, that's ridiculous.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, all of
you
this.
Go and hug your loved ones. Yes, you must can go and hug, but please be very careful. Or in my Jamaican constituents and accent, stay in your yard. No. I was out, I was working, I was on tube, and I was not masking up because I need to breathe. That's just me. I'm exempt. I need to breathe. Yeah? So that's me. And I've been good.
Yeah.
I've been healthy. Still got the hair on my head. No wrinkles. Everything looked good. Melanin dead.
Yeah.
I'm doing something right. So you looking good as well. Melanin dead. So we just got, why, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Just carry on. What person's going to try and fix their washing machine if it's not broken? It's worth working perfectly. So that's my thing. I respectfully don't consent. I opt out. And if anyone wants to take it, that's their choice. Just like women who want to, it's a very sensitive subject, women who may want to who have beliefs in abortions.
Yeah. Yeah.
People agree and disagree, but they say something called "my body, my choice."
Exactly.
My body,
and it's no
my
business.
choice. And yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Because I think what I get irritated when things about, because it's like everybody wants to enforce their own preferences and moral compass onto somebody else, and we're all different. Obviously, yeah, we can agree on some basic morals that, like, you know, you're not going to harm somebody or disadvantage somebody. But outside of that, like, everyone has, even if I don't agree with it for my own reasons, I'm not going to project, because that's your life.
Yeah, don't be divided against your family, yeah, and all these things.
Yeah, and I think in the Black community, I do feel like we do that a lot. It's like that's why I come off social media a bit, because I feel it's very toxic in the sense of, like, it's just it's negative. It's people are just toxic. People are just judgmental. People are just, you know, just, and it's just like, I don't have time for negative. I don't have time for that negativity to messing up my manifestation, right?
You're messing up all my energy and all my frequency, girl. I don't need that around me, man. That sounds like a you problem, not me problem.
My best life, living in my most beautiful home, eating good food, drinking wine and champagne when I want, going on holidays, and, you know, I'm making like I'm at my happy. That's in my happy space. Like, so everything,
girl,
like, whatever. You know?
So beautiful. I mean, sister, you know, you're getting married. You found your soulmate, your soul partner, kindred spirit. You're a great example to young ladies out here. We don't need a fans only. You don't need to. Anyway, you know.
Yeah.
I don't judge anyone who does that. You know what? Do your thing, sisters and brothers. Yeah. Do your thing, man. But I just know that as a man, I would not want to date a woman who's on her fans only. I was watching this thing, this TV series. What's it called again? Blue.
Oh, Blue Therapy.
Blue Therapy. Oh my God! Yo, I'm like, dude. I'm looking at the brother. I'm like, dude, what you? Shut up! No. Like, I'm telling one of the man, then get out. Like the movie said, get out of that relationship. Get the hell out.
This is Jamal always fancying his gal's coochie on OnlyFans.
I'm telling that sister, get out. Get out of there. Get out! Run! None of horror movies. Run! The shop! Dun, 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 dun. Get out, man.
Oh my gosh, I thought that was hilarious.
Is that even helping us, like, to have faith in each other as the different genders? Like, it's entertaining. I get it, but I'm not watching. Like, oh my, I'm embarrassed. I'm like, what?
They're just young. You know what it is? They're just young, and I think this society is like, it's just messed up. Like, everyone's just they just there's no
anything to just get likes and follows in it.
Yeah, it's just sad. But there is real Black love going on. There is real
baby.
There's real stuff, and you know, because it's like younger people probably aren't thinking for the future, as we're at an age where we're like, yeah, we want to, you know, buy a second house, and we want to do this, and we want to travel here, and we want to.
You can't buy my Gucci bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but babes, I bought your Gucci bag last month.
Yeah, but did you buy it this month? Yeah, I haven't had one this month, babes. Okay.
Whereas now you could see he kind of had a little bit of sense. He's wanting to, like, you know, build a home and maybe get a yard and like do something sensible. And this one's on about Gucci bag. She becomes
scary.
I'm not saying don't buy a Gucci bag, but for me it was like I make choices. You know, we had to make some choices, and I would rather a house, and you know, I'd rather real things like assets.
Come on, sister.
You know, car, house. But yeah,
that's how other women, I mean, sisters and the majority of women, you know, that I know, Black women in particular, they are just very content and just would be content with, you know, a man that they can work with. You know, you work together. You know, the Bible order now, for all my Christians and Rasta and religious people, the man and the woman is a helpmeet to the man. And both of you complement each other. This warring, this gender warring, man, I don't like it because it's not helping. It's not helping us as a community. And you know what, sister? It was something that's very close to my heart that I've been seeing for the last few days. Posts about missing children. Posts about
Oh,
missing black children in particular. You know, and I was thinking, should I just talk on that this week? But I said, no, me and Vicky can talk about it. Like the missing black children that's going on, man. And I'm so happy to hear about the brothers like Respect Rebellion, young man, young brother. He reminds me of Tupac in a lot of ways, and he's out there patrolling the streets with Family Forever group, and they patrol against so-called black on black crime, knife crime, patrol against young children being kidnapped, and all other things that are plaguing the community. And it's shocking to see the images and videos of this is a report, Eastern European people going around in vans picking up young children, and how the statistics have said for the numbers of black people living in this country, we are being, just like the prison system and being expelled in school, it's high numbers that are being kidnapped, mostly black young boys. And as a community, I'm putting this out there, we need to galvanize ourselves to protect our children, real. And I'm telling people, you can call me any time of the day and night, no matter where I am. I'll be there. I will be there. Because it's my duty as a man, whether you have children or not, to protect your community, to protect children, regardless.
you know why this is serious? Because the child sex rings and organ trafficking are the main culprits behind why, and people don't understand how like serious this is. Like that it's really going on, and it's all over the world. Like child trafficking and organ harvesting, especially these rich countries and nations that want a liver or want a heart, or they kill the kids.
This is real. People, get out. Go ahead. Come on.
That's the thing, because and that's why I know there's this racism behind, because they know, look at all these kids that have gone missing, but do we really hear about it even what happened to that little boy that recently got kidnapped? It's almost like they always make it look like the kids have gone to county lines or gone here or gone there, when actually some of these kids are never found.
Yes.
They're never found, and that's one of the reasons I was saying, like, now, since even though I love social media and I like the fact we can connect, for me it's like I actually more my spirit's more like I need to do things in my community, like be in and around my community, around the young people, because there's so much happening to them, so much, even things that have happened in my own family that I it's difficult situations where there's been exploitation, there's been so much things happen to children, and they're exposed to so much. They need to be protected. There's a lot of vile people out there, people that target kids and young people because they're so young and take advantage of them, exploit them. And we as a community, we need to protect our kids.
We have to patrol the streets, whatever. And I'm telling people, message me, call me, I'm there for whatever. Because I'm saying this now. Yeah? Going to prison and going to the cemetery for our children is a good day. To die for my children, to die for children, or to go prison for my children and the children is a good day. Because the children, if we cannot defend the children, obviously our own black children and children in general, if we can't defend the children, your life is not worth it, mate. Because you know what? The children are truly the future. No cliche. They are truly the future. So to all my young drillers out there, all my younger ones out there running up and down, north, east, south, west, all over the country, your ears and your eyes are to the streets. You know what's happening. So when we're turning certain things on each other, you use, and I don't care if I get in trouble for this, you use what you got to defend children from being kidnapped and trafficked, and young girls being prostituted. And that's why I've always said, young girls, be careful what you put out on social media. Parents, watch your daughters. Parents, watch your daughters and your sons, what they're posting up on Snapchat, where they are, TikTok, what they do. Instagram. Listen, to give children a mobile phone, a smartphone today, is like giving children access to 10 Benson and Hedges. I'm going to say it again. To give children a smartphone today is like giving children license to go and shop for a silk cut or Benson and Hedges.
And let me tell you something, right? What I've learned, see pedophilia in the UK now, it's not what you think, like, people think like old middle-aged white men looking at
the Jimmy Savile.
it's actually like 22, 23, 24-year-old guys that like 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds, and like there's an age group, many of them in our community as well, that are 24, 25, 26, that groom girls that are like 13, 14, 15. So pedophilia even now, and they find them on social media. They look for the girls with all the middle class and look for
not everybody got a picture of themselves being a girl or a boy is who you see. Yeah? Now they're saying, big companies are saying now that they have to do more to protect children online. You should have done that long time ago.
Listen.
And I'm going to say this about to the black community now. I'm speaking to the black community. Stop waiting for the government to protect your children, man. Stop waiting for the government. Oh, please, why don't you listen? No, no. We need to take charge and police our community. Put on them hot, whatever. Drive around the ends. Get in your car. Drive around. Go to the schools and patrol.
Yeah.
Look. Don't just pick up your child. Look out for other children. Look out for other children. Yeah. Look out.
Exactly.
Yes. And ask questions.
And don't just let this stop with when it comes to the people in the vans, but also the people that sell drugs and take kids and exploit them to sell drugs. That too.
Yeah, Caroline's being a donkey.
That's child trafficking as well. So we need to put that, because then that's the thing. It's like we kind of, we'll shout up and we'll mobilize, but this child trafficking
emotional
is going on for ages. But it's like it's all right. But when and I don't like that. Like let's keep the same energy for the drug dealers and the people that are taking little 14-year-olds and stuff out of towns to do county lines and things like that, and giving them, meeting them, grooming them from schools and stuff. It's very damaging, and a lot of these kids are they're being tortured. I've been learning so much, like, since I've been off social media. I've been learning like what's really going on around me in my society, and it's heartbreaking. It's actually, especially for the children, it's heartbreaking.
I can't. That's it. That's for me. I draw. Even as I said, even if we don't have physical children from our own loins, you have nieces, you have nephews, you have children that you got your boys, your friends' children. So it takes a village to. Excuse me. It takes. We are the village to raise the children. It takes the village to raise a child.
Exactly.
So I'm saying to anybody, any place, any time, I am there to support the protection of the children then, because I know we need a society that protects women. Yes, 100%, because where there's no woman, there is no child. When there's no children, there's no community. We need to protect the woman. And there's a lot of campaigns out there protecting women's rights, Me Too, the Me Too movement, and all of these things exposing the Harvey Weinsteins of this world. Yes, and I applaud that. But there's very little talk about child pedophilia in the entertainment world. Very little talk about children and their protection. It's just lip service. So I applaud Respect Rebellion for doing. He's not just a speaker, he's a doer. From what I see.
Yes.
And I applaud anyone out there, regardless of where they're from, that is protecting our children, man. We got to really look out for them.
We need more people.
Stop giving your children access to internet. You don't know who they're talking to. Listen, you don't know who they're talking to.
Courtney, I have an experience with that. I've got a 19-year-old, right? And
go ahead. Oh, you got, okay. I was gonna ask if you got a child. Yeah.
When she was, I remember this because I'm like oblivious. Gave her an iPhone, thinking you're probably there talking to local friends on Snapchat, and one day, something just told me to go through the phone, and like in Facebook, and this, bearing in mind, she's got her school uniform on in her pictures, and I went into her messages, and I swear to God, I probably counted over 150 messages from men, grown ass men, are some of them, trying to yo, hey, 150. We could have even been more. I reported it to police. We had a full investigation.
What did they do about it?
Basically, they were like, well, funny enough, they actually went through. There was a known pedophile in the inbox. They didn't actually.
Don't get me wrong.
Literally.
I'm going to talk to you something off of this line, yeah. Sorry, go on.
It's the big problem that they're having, and that we need to be. And that was from then I kind of really clocked on, like, your daughters, like, you've got to be so protective over them, and men that have girl children, like, if that father isn't around, because that's what another thing, men know if a father's not around a girl child, he's going to take the piss a little bit. If she doesn't have uncles or brothers or people around her that she's protected, they take the piss. So it was like, yeah, it's just shocking. Not shocking, but this is, and I know that that's her. There's probably like many other, it's probably happening to a lot of girls, because it's what these guys do. They prey and they try and groom kids through their inboxes and Snapchat and all
And
that.
I want to say this, sometimes it's women who are using images who are being used by the bigger boy them, the gang them, to try and kidnap or draw in those children. I read in a statistic that it's mostly young boys that are being kidnapped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the UK, people, in the UK, out of the black community, out of all the children that go missing, we are 15%. People, 15%, but yet we're under the population of 1+ million. I'm talking specifically about the black community now, not just anyone of color, because I don't like that word bangma. Sorry, I don't like the word ethnic. Sorry, bonfire on that, lava, volcanic, Icelandic fire on the term ethnic. I don't do that. We are black people. And by the way, did you watch that program on BBC the other day about, what's it called again? What's the name of it? Subnormal.
No, I didn't watch it.
Anyone watched Subnormal the other day, you've got to watch Subnormal. It talks about the children, most of whom are of West Indian descent. When they came to this country, or the children of our the children of our grandparents, which would be my mother, when they came here for education in the 60s and 70s, most of those children were placed into what is called special education schools.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
ESN. Today it's called SEN, Special Educational Needs, but back then it's ESN. Deliberately placed those children into those schools which were for children that were not as literate, or who had autism or learning difficulties or certain things that prohibit learning. Most of whom were black children. So when people talk about, oh, black people don't make it through the educational system, we don't have good jobs or whatever, we're dumb. That's what you're trying to say. Notice that was started off with racism. Racism has permeated every fabric of society. And watch it, people. It's on BBC. Go and watch it. And I'm telling you, man, the other day they were talking about that England's not institutionally racist. Tony Sewell. We call him Tony Sewage. That documentation that the BBC produced, well done, BBC. Yeah. Big up BBC. I've worked with the BBC sometimes, so I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? That documentation produced by the BBC, they're telling us, no, England has been institutionally racist and still is racist today. BBC said that. British Broadcasting Corporation. Wow. With the clown and the gal with the noughts and crosses, that one there. Remember that from back. So watch it, and it all ties in with child abuse. It all ties in with child trafficking. It all ties in with labeling children from a young age. We're still suffering with this.
Oh, yeah.
The ramifications or the aftermath of being placed in these different places. But watch it, Vic. You should watch it.
I think that's the nice thing. Well, I say, guys, I'm a realist. So I like, and the reality is the good thing about now is that even the education system doesn't even really work unless you're going to go into like a specialist field. Like if it comes to like about making money or learning a skill, you don't even need this educational system. All the things that I learned from trading to selling, marketing, branding, all this stuff is like I learned it through like my network. I learned things through like, different outside of school. I mean, yes, I did a degree in business management, but I think a lot of the stuff that I learned, yeah, some of it I could maybe apply, but a lot of the things that actually are tangible that get me results are things that I didn't learn at university or school. So, but I get it. It's like, I think my dad fell into that group, and my dad's a talented writer, but he was put into that SEN, and, he could have gone somewhere in his life, but he didn't, because he probably didn't get that opportunity. Or
he did go somewhere with you.
Well, yeah.
Look at your success story. You're a product of his thinking, and you're an extension of his success.
I am actually, because my daddy. One thing I would say about my father and his input in my life, because I live with my father. He was, single dad, but he always. Sorry, guys, you lost me. I just got a call.
Yeah.
He always made me believe I could achieve anything I wanted. Like he always just
Come on.
gassed me up, and I always just
And look at you now. Look at you now. Look at you now.
So it
Come
helps.
on.
Like, daddies always just tell your daughters that they, just encourage them. That's all some children need, is just that in positive reinforcement and encouragement, and it really can help them, their confidence and self-esteem, to go out in life and pursue things that they maybe wouldn't have thought they could do, because they just have confidence.
Daddy's got bars. Daddy's got bars. Daddy's got bars. He's got bars. He's got bars, sister. So, sister, man, I don't want to hold you.
Yeah.
I want to say congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the law of attraction, I want you to close the show with, just to conclude and wrap up with everything we've been speaking. Definitely, law of attraction is where it's at. But go ahead, sister. The floor is yours, please.
Yeah, I mean, thank you everyone for taking the time to listen. I would definitely encourage people to just buy some cryptos, whatever, Bitcoin, Litecoin, just hold it, even if it's £100, because you never know. Like as I said, I predict by the end of the year, Bitcoin will hit 100 grand. It could fall down to 10 or nothing, but that's the point of being in the game.
Get the children involved as well, you reckon?
Yeah, get your kids, buy. In fact, what I did is I bought my kids crypto for Christmas. I got them a wallet. Definitely do that. And then to my ladies, to my sisters as well, it's like, I want to say, like, never ever give up on your dreams, especially when it comes around romantic relationships and, having the life that you want, about the life. I genuinely believe, like, every woman is created, like you said. I'm a believer in that, where the help meets, like, we help our men, and our men protect and provide. Like, the right man will protect and will provide. And women are so gifted in the fact we can make a house into a home. We can turn food into. We've got so much gifts, and it's like, when we tap into that feminine side of our gifts, you will find that life just becomes a lot more richer. Life is hard in general. Like, there's so much stuff going on in the world, but you can create your own peace and your own happiness, and achieve your goals if you literally just focus on what it is that you're trying to achieve, believe that you can do it, and just surround yourself with people who hype you up and people who support you, people who love you, and just cut off the rest. Anything toxic, just cut it off. So
come on.
Yeah, that's my little message of the evening.
Someone says I won't let you speak. I let her speak to you, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Sarita, man. What's going on, man?
Just let her speak, man. No, that's all I've got to say, ladies and gentlemen. And just stay focused. The world is changing, and I know it's so easy to try and resist change. But one thing I've learned in life is go with the flow. It's like when you're going down a stream, the fish that goes with the stream flows. But when you're trying to go upstream and go against it, we'll call resistance. When you create resistance, and some things, you can fight against, and I think we should stand against. But there's a lot of things that we're not going to be able to control. But all what we can do is what we do, and having these conversations, and surrounding yourself with like-minded people. Because where I'm at a point, or people I'm around, we're looking at making our own tokens and our own coins, and building our own stuff and pulling together to do our own things. Like, we have the investment club. We just got to come together and unite, and we can only do that by having these conversations and networking and doing the right by each other, because this world it's just getting crazy. And I think without those communities, or our community being strong, we will struggle. Like, we will.
Yeah.
We will. So.
Yeah, we will struggle. Sister, in closing, I wanna keep it as we close. You will get what you deserve. It won't happen before time.
Very true.
James.
Hey, James.
Hey, James.
I know.
You know James, yeah?
I know
Big up James,
but I don't know if it's the same one. But I know James and Mark.
It depends on what the goal with the flow is, but I love what you're doing. It's amazing. But love how you're thinking.
Yeah. Well,
You know what? I'm gonna let people know that, and usually I close the show, but I'm gonna close it with you. Next week, starting from next week, once a month, we're doing a black cinema, where we are gonna invite the audience and the general public, but only a limited number to come to the venue where we will be screening independent short films and having our discussions in physicality as opposed to just social media. Because sometimes there's nothing sociable about the media. We need to just get together and done, you know what I mean? And so we're going to be doing that once a week. Next week, I will let you know the venue, Vicky.
Please.
We will,
Please do, because I'm interested.
Yeah, next week Sunday, we're going to be screening Leon Ostrong, a director friend of mine, a virtual reality wearing goggles short film. It's called, God, how could you forget Courtney? Virtually There. And it's awesome. It's going to be in a lovely, cozy venue. So we're going to let people know about this. We're going to do it at least once a month because we need to have our own cinemas. We need to have our own stuff. Everything. Showcase our stuff and enjoy by independent filmmakers, actors. Let's do our own thing. Let's enjoy. Because we used to have our parents used to do Kung Fu Fridays, Elephant Castle, Odeon. You know what I mean? Anyone that can remember, there's 2 cinemas in Elephant Castle back in the day. And we used to do Kung Fu Fridays. You know, so we need to get together, small venue, and we're going to start big because we're going to start our own thing. We're starting our own thing. So watch this space, people. And we have to definitely support watching, watch the children, watch the schools, be vigilant.
Yeah.
You know, don't just make this an emotional reaction. This is not an emotional reaction. You know, when we get angry for a minute, we protest for 1 weekend and then we go back to sleep. We're not doing that. No. You know, we're against tyranny anywhere it stands. We're against any nonsense, wherever they are. And if you, anyway, they're going to just end it on a positive note.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you once again.
Thank you very, very much. And everyone, please follow, like, and subscribe to Black Film Institute, Black Cast Speakers Lounge right here, and YouTube. And sister, where we follow you, put your handles in.
At Simply, well, Max has done it for me, but yeah, it's at Simply V Walker. It's my new, I lost my other page, so it's a very new page, and I'm not really on it that much, so you won't really find much content. But you can just message me, and yeah, you can message me, hit me up, follow me there. And just want to say thank you again, Courtney, for what you're doing and the platform that you create.
Thank you for what you're doing. And collective, you know?
Your voice, and you know, just keep doing what you're doing. You're being amazing, a real representation of a Black king that we love to see. So thank you.
Thank you, sister, Black Queen, and bless your husband thank him for allowing us to share the time with you, Queen, and for your time and energy, sister, man. Let's just keep it going, and I'm going to be hollering at you about these cryptocurrency things, you know, because I want to learn more.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sister. Bless up,
bye.
And we'll be in touch, yeah?
Okay, bye.
Thank you. All right, peace. So that was simply Victoria Walker talking about cryptocurrency. So play this video back. Get those gems and get on that because it seems to be blowing up big time, and I have a feeling it's going to blow up even more. Don't get it twisted, you know, people. There will be another lockdown. There will be another lockdown, you know, where Boris Johnson will be saying that you have to socially distance once more, and we're going back into the tier system. So with that being said, lockdown will not be locked off. So, you know, I'm just saying, people be ready. Because you heard the sister say she made a lot of cryptocurrency money, you know, when lockdown was running. So people, let's be wise and smart. And I'm going to keep saying this, look out for the children. It takes a village to raise children. Don't be afraid. Listen, man, I don't care. I'm not afraid to approach nobody, teacher, parent, adult. And I'm not listen, these children are my children. And I'm going to be looking out for them. And I'm going to be looking out for anyone that is trying to take liberties with any child out here. Yeah? Certain things there's not to be said online. But I'm just letting you, that's the energy I've got right now. I have no time for discussion, just concussion. I have no time for discussion, just concussion when it comes to protecting the children. There is, anyway. Let me just be quiet. So look, people, watch out. We're going to be doing our cinema events every month, networking, watching independent films that you will not see online. You will not see them. And we're going to meet each other in person, in physical person, yeah? Because we must start this thing now. We're not talking it, we're walking it. So big up everyone for joining us this week. You enjoy your week ahead. And every weekend we always have a saying. I had a saying for everyone. And this is the saying. You see self-hatred? Look into self-hatred, because when we can look into it, we can do away with it. We must look into the mirror. Don't be afraid to look in the mirror, the spiritual, intellectual, emotional mirror, because that's where true change will come. Don't be afraid to look into the mirror. Don't blame yourself. Never blame yourself. It's not your fault, but it is our responsibility to make change. Look into the emotional, intellectual, and spiritual mirror and make the change. Because no matter how much you change this, no matter how much you want to go gym, no matter how much you want to put on the makeup, they call it makeup for a reason. No matter how much you have your Gucci bag, your Chanel bag, you know, Christian Dior, you know, no matter how much you got other names on your skin, you're going to still have to live with yourself. And if you're not happy with who you are, no Chanel bag, no Gucci bag, no clothing, no amount of cryptocurrency is going to give you that contentment inside of yourself. Get that in abundance. Get wealth in abundance, in abundance. But you see this? You're already wealthy. You're already wealthy. You can see, you can hear, you can taste, you can touch, you can feel, you can vision, you can dream, you can speak and make speeches palpable and understandable. You have an imagination, you're wealthy already. Take another good look in the mirror. And another thing, a lot of us claim we don't hate ourselves. A lot of us claim we love ourselves. When last did you give yourself praise? Every morning, every day, you must give yourself praise. Don't believe in this nonsense about shouldn't praise yourself. Give yourself some credit and some praise. We beat ourselves up too much. So look in the mirror and give yourself that pat on the back. Peace. See you next week. Probably live from a cinema settings.